Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. So before we really get into this video, I'm going to show you a person's finances. This is one of our channel members who sent this to me and said I could share this with the channel. And these are all the debts that he has, right? This guy is a six-figure earner or more than, he's doing well, or at least on the income side, and lives in a low-cost area, right? And is paycheck to paycheck. Okay. And if you see this and you see all these debts, aren't you a little bit overwhelmed? Because that's how I feel when I see this, right? And one of the most important concepts in velocity banking that will that I emphasize from time to time is called segregation of income. And I really think that the segregation of income concept is a great metaphor for life, right? The biggest issue that most people have is that they have unfocused energy and they don't just do one things at a time. You ever notice that people just do like five things or six things at a time and they quote never have time for you? You ever notice that? I have, me, I'm never like that because I practice, whatever is analogous to velocity banking, which is just doing things one at a time. Now, here, before I actually kind of go into this, let me show the thumbnail. And this is what I made. It's the dollar being split into many, many places in the heartbreak. And all that means is that basically the reason why most people cannot pay off their debts is because of the segregation of income phenomenon. I mean, when you take a look at this and your paycheck goes to your checking account, look how all your payments are split up the wazoo, right? Split here, 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 here. We got like 14 debts. And because we're just making payments to all of them, of course we're drowning, right? And think about how that's how people not only treat their finances, but everything else in life, right? So again, important principle, probably the most important thing, even if we don't take into account the math side of things, is that the segregation of income. And so when we're doing velocity banking, we're trying to prevent the segregation of income. And the way that we do that is that we focus all of our money into one place, which is the line of credit. And so what really like resonates with me is that if you have unfocused money where your money is split all over the place, you have unproductive finances, right? It's very hard for one person, especially if they have all this debt and their money split all over the place, to pay it off uh, quickly. And we actually did that in one of our live streams. We actually took this scenario and did a demonstration of how to pay this off really quickly. I think within about how many years? 3 years or so, most of the loans. But when you see it this at this stage, it's like, whoa, this is overwhelming. And that's what happens with most people in their learning efforts. So I remember when I was back in high school, everybody was like, oh, I'm going to take like 5 or 6 AP classes and do extracurricular activities. And if you think about that, that's really the academic equivalent of segregation of income. It's segregation of all your time, effort, and energy in learning, right? And that's why most students, after they graduate high school, graduate college, are unproductive learners and workers, right? If you look at the average, worker, their efforts are split all over the place, called in too many meetings. They got to do A, B, C, D, rather than just doing like one or two tasks and being super rock solid at them. They're stressed because their energy is split all over the place and they're not allowed to focus on doing one or two things at a time, right? And that's why like I really love the velocity banking concept, because it really is just a great metaphor for life, right? Unfocused money equals unproductive finances. So velocity banking says, hey, instead of segregating your income, put all your income in one place. And that's very similar to how people should learn, right? You shouldn't be taking 5 or 6 subjects in school, maybe 1 to 3 at most, right? Or 3 at most. So ideally one between that range, 1 to 3 subjects. But because people are trying to do like 20 things at once, um, do a side hustle, go to college, study for finals, take 6 classes or whatever. That's why, most people, once they graduate school, they always say something like, oh, I don't remember what I learned. You ever notice that? I do that too, because I honestly was part of that system. I'm a victim of that system, just like most of you are, and if you weren't, then congrats on you. I wish I were you, right? But at least I admit that I was a victim of the system. Some people, when I mention this up, they get really angry at me, you know? How dare I question the system, even though the system leaves most people tired, angry, and broke. Just to repeat the words of a wise 80-something-year-old man I used to know a long time ago, he said, they'll work you to death and get rid of you as soon as you're useless to them. Kind of sad, isn't it? That's why Amazon had an internal memo saying that they're gonna run out of workers in 2024. I know it seems I know I'm kind of like linking random things together, but yeah, so again, back to my point, unfocused money equals unproductive finances right here. So if you make good money, you ain't getting anywhere in life and you're living paycheck to paycheck. Same thing with your all your other efforts, right? So unfocused effort equals unproductive learners, unproductive workers. And it's the same with me too. Like, you'll notice that I don't have any other social media presence except for YouTube because I'm not trying to split my energy into like 5 or 6 social media platforms. Definitely not going to have a TikTok presence. Maybe if I were a model, I'd do Instagram, but I'm not. So I'm just putting all my social media efforts into YouTube and that's it. I don't need to segregate my time, effort, and energy into doing a billion things and sucking at all of them. I'd rather just be good at 1 or 2 things and that'll be it. All right, so this is a Korean Atlanta mentorship. So I hope you learned something and why velocity banking is such a great concept and principle. If you're interested in joining our group, go ahead and click the Google Form link below, and we'll get a one-on-one chat. And if you're also interested in joining our YouTube channel, again, 99 cents per month with exclusive emojis, right? Access to exclusive emojis and a once a month live stream that I'll do for all of you. All right, have a great day, everybody, and we'll speak next time.